What is going on, everybody? Kyle Fernandez here, executive producer of the Show Me the Money podcast. I'm here with the one and only number 11. They bumped you up to number 11. I don't know why.
Doesn't matter.
Disrespectful.
Soon to be number one.
Soon to be number one. Ranked lightweight in the world, Renato Money Moicano. How are we doing, brother?
What's up, Kyle? Good. How about you?
So, obviously, fight week. I'm going to ask the question that everybody's wondering. How's training camp been?
Great. Everything is going great. A little bit tired, right? Going towards the end of the camp, so ready to go.
Good. So I actually just found this out the other day. JJ sent it to me. What's going on with Moicano? The name Moicano. How did that come around? I thought that was your original name, but it's supposedly not. So
everybody thinks, but this is like my nickname. I used to use the Mohawk, and yeah. Moicano means Mohawk. So when I started training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they used to give nicknames to everybody, and then they started to call me Moicano because of the hair. But I was like 10 or 11, so since then people just call me Moicano, even my father.
What happened to the Mohawk, brother?
I'm getting too bald, brother.
I'm right there with you, bro. Maybe after this fight, me and you will go to Turkey together.
No, brother. I'm gonna let slide down and be fucking bald.
Heading into this fight, this will be your 17th professional fight in the UFC. And this will
17?
17th.
That's a lot.
And then this will also be your 26th professional fight just as a pro MMA fighter.
It's going to be the 20 victory, right?
Correct. So you're 19, 5 losses, 1 draw.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot of fights, but a lot of time. A lot of time in the octagon. So I just want to ask you,
So I'm going to do a promotion over here.
Do it.
So since it's going to be the 20 victory in Paris, go to moneymoicano.com and buy the shit, my brother. It's going to be $20 just because the 20 wins. The whole site for $20. Let's fucking go.
Let's go. What about Swan? Any shout outs to Swan?
Huge shout out to Swan. Thank you so much. And learn about Bitcoin, motherfuckers.
So I know this question is kind of vague, but what does this fight mean to you? And not only what does it mean to you, but it's a main event in Paris. You're going up against a hard opponent, right? Do you feel any pressure going into this whatsoever?
Not really. I don't care too much about my opponent or where the fight is going to be. Mm-hmm. You know, for me, it's just my job. Right. I have to go over there and beat Benoit Saint Denis. Right. You know, if I I don't know how to say that, but if it was Islam, I would fight in Saudi Arabia. If it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Abu Dhabi doesn't matter.
Abu Dhabi, yeah, doesn't matter.
So then to ask you, what, besides the money, what excites you the most about this fight against Benoit? Because you're ranked number 10, 11, he's ranked number 13. So realistically, people would say, why aren't you fighting ahead? Why aren't you fighting like a Michael Chandler? I know you wanted that fight, or a Charles Oliveira, whatever the case may be. Why did you take a step backwards in the rankings?
Because UFC offered me that fight. I am not picking and choose, you know. I'm not that young anymore. I cannot choose. And they offer me the fight. Is a main event. Is a good opportunity. But like I said before, I'm not thinking too much about opponents, ranking. I just have to keep winning, you know.
Right.
And keep people remember Money Moicano all the time. Like, this is going to be my 3rd fight in the year, and I want to fight as soon as possible after Paris too, you know, so I want to keep fighting.
And as you all know, he cannot afford to lose. So with this fight being in France, does that change anything for you mentally, anything of that nature?
Yeah, of course, because it's fucking Friday, hard training camp, and I have to fly, I had to take a flight 9 hours, and then all the bullshit that I will have to go for immigration and then the hotel but it is what it is, you know, it is what it is. And of course, everybody's going to be against me, but I guess that's not a problem until because I have been in this position before, yeah, for so long, you know, I have been fighting Americans on the US for so long, so Of course, it's going to be different. It's going to be a little bit more pressure because it's in France. I think America, like the language and people, and I have a little bit of fans on America too. So I
wouldn't say a little bit. I would say a lot of fans.
Yeah, I have people that like that, and I'm really glad. But in France, of course, everybody's going to be cheering for him, and it's going to be loud. I remember watching the French card will be loud, but it is what it is, you know.
Well, I'll be there. Hopefully you can hear me out of all of the...
I doubt my brother.
Hopefully you can hear me in front
we
of all...
are even training like that because my coaches, they have been friends before and they say, hey, it's going to be too loud. You're not going to hear me. So you need to know what you have to do. And we're training.
What about a little inside information earpiece, brother?
Yeah.
So obviously the goal is to win this fight, right? Can we get a Mystic Moicano prediction? How do you get it done?
I don't know. It's going to be a very hard fight. It's not going to be an easy fight. I know Benoit Saint Denis, he never give up, right? I remember his fight against Eliseu Zelensky, and Capoeira, and like even on 170, he's tough. Dustin Poirier finished him, knocked him out on the second round, but I think, especially because of that, he going to, he wants to get back, right? But unfortunately for him, I cannot afford to lose. I will beat Benoit Saint Denis September 28th in Paris.
Let's go. So obviously it's a huge fight in your career. And if you get your hand raised next Saturday, we don't want to look past obviously Benoit, but like where do you think that puts you in the rankings, and where do you think that puts you as far as in line for a title shot?
I don't care about the rankings, and probably, like you say, he's behind me on the rankings, so I don't know if he's going to make a difference or not, but it's not about the rankings, it's about how, like, the fans...
hold you, how do they interpret you, in a sense, like what they think about...
Yes, like, if they're gonna keep, like, pushing you, you know, because if you have a lot of audience, of course, UFC is going to take advantage of that, and if I have a good win, I don't know. Dustin Poirier, of course, I'm not Dustin Poirier, I'm not saying that, but Dustin Poirier beat him and fight for the title. So everything can happen,
So you were saying that you have fans that will push you, especially if you win this fight. So that leads me into my next question. You're famous for your post-fight speeches. Can we expect some fireworks after the fight?
I'm not gonna talk too much about that, you know? I don't have too much to say right now. I have to...
You have to save it?
Yeah, not save it. I have to deserve, you know?
Right.
So if you want to talk, first walk, right? You walk, do your stuff, and then I will talk my talk,
As Dustin Poirier's walkout paid the cost to be the boss.
Yes, of course.
Kind of a funny question here, but how much Bitcoin will you buy after beating BSD? And then also, can you send me some?
No, my brother, if you know about Bitcoin, you have to buy and hold. And I don't know, but probably a lot, you know?
Right.
Probably a lot, because the more you look into like the economy and how the world is going, I don't think we're going to have a easy life from here, brother. Yeah. I'm very worried about that. I'm very worried about what they're doing with the dollar, with the real, with all democracy. So I guess I'm going to buy a lot of Bitcoin.
Shout out Swan.
Yeah.
And then this is a question to piggyback off of that, but obviously you have a love for MMA, right? It's your first love, I guess you would say. What do you love more, Bitcoin or MMA?
You know what I love more than Bitcoin and MMA? The freedom, you know? That's why I love America. A lot of people ask me, especially me being a Brazilian, and they ask me, why you such a fanboy of USA? You have to talk about Brazil. Let me tell you something. I don't love America just because it's like you're American, right?
Correct.
And I don't think just because you're born in America, you're special. I don't believe just because I'm born in Brazil, I'm special. You're special because what you do.
Right.
You know, if
you're wanting to create a life for yourself.
Yes. So like I am a fan of the America because the way they built the country, you know, the constitution, the separation of powers, you know, the republic, the way people back in the day, they went to America to have their own religion and to be free. And that's the base of America, you know, freedom. So I love America because it's freedom.
Right, and 90% of the time people come here to change their life because they're coming from, you know, a country where they're not able to do that. So I want to ask you this, like, obviously you grew up in Brazil. I want to ask you a more personal question. How was your childhood growing up in Brazil? You know, what did you face adversity-wise that maybe now today you like look back and you're like, you know, that made me who I am today?
I'm not coming from like a poor beginnings from like a humble. How do I say that?
Like hard times?
Yeah, no. Like I was
poverty.
Like my father, he used to work for the government, so he had money. You know, I could choose. Like I went to the school to be a lawyer and everything, but I just love the sports. You know,
right.
And now I feel that I did the right decision, like to pursue your passion, to do what you love, because most of my friends, they study a lot and they got good jobs, but it's like in America, you know, most of the people are doing bad right now. Most of the people, even if you went to the college, you have to pay your debt, you don't have fucking money, and nobody is hiding, you know, because if you want to study, I don't fucking know, history or something like that, nobody fucking cares, you know? No. So you have to do something that people will pay you, you know, people want you, like that. You have to do stuff that generates money. And so back in the day, my father used to tell me, no, you have to be a lawyer, you have to work for the government and that kind of stuff. But everybody that went to this path is bad now. So that's why I love America too.
No, and I like what you say there, because I feel like in today's day and age, especially in America, a lot of people feel like they're given, like they deserve everything without working. And I think we're kind of fading away from like the aspect of like putting in the work and you get the reward.
Yeah, but this is government fault, you know,
100%.
Because they start to give welfare to people and start to subsidize companies and stuff. So right now we're not living in a real capitalist state. It's like it's a union of capitalism and state. So I don't like the way the things are doing, but who am I, right? I just have to take care of myself, take care of my family, go to France, beat Benoit Saint Denis, got a lot of money, buy some Bitcoin and
some more real estate, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know, real estate.
Scary now too.
I like real estate, but the problem is, you see this house, you can buy, and I bought. But what's the fucking problem? If you do something, like if the government wants, they can
take it right away.
If you don't pay the fucking taxes, so we don't have private property anymore, you know? Yeah. That's the truth.
How much really is it freedom? You know, JP Morgan or the Rockefellers can walk in here and just come take it the Rothschilds,
and even on the SP 500, all these guys are the big companies. They run everything. But for me, you have to do what you got to do to feed your family and to, you know.
Yeah, you can't focus on the exterior.
Yeah, you can focus on that. I just have to focus on myself, for my family, on the fight, and that's what I'm doing.
Let's go. Funny question for you: if you could fight one politician, who would it be?
Would not be an American one. Will be the Brazilian president right now, Lula. But I guess he's too old.
Not for Jake Paul, though.
Not for Jake Paul. That's a fight that I would like to see. Jake Paul and Lula.
Lula, awesome. Regardless if you win or lose, obviously we want you to win. What do you usually do after a fight. When you went to go fight Rafael dos Anjos and you hopped on the mic, I don't think it was after that fight, but it was in a post-fight speech. You said, they called me 3 days ago. I was eating fucking steaks and drinking beers. You know what I mean? So what do you do after a fight? Are you eating steaks and drinking beers, or what do you do?
Yeah, it really depends. Right after the fight, let's say in France, I will beat Benoit Saint Denis. I will go back to the hotel and I will do my prayers. I will thank God, because for me, and I truly believe that everything happens to a reason. So it doesn't matter. God knows what is best for you, and so I go over there and I will do my prayers and stuff, call my family, because of course I'm not gonna be here. But then I will come back to here and 100% I will be grilling steaks, and drinking some beers, 100%. And I will take some time off.
You're gonna invite me over?
Of course, my brother. We could do a Show Me the Money podcast over here doing the barbecue.
Yeah, soon. Let's do it. Maddie, Gilbert. We have to do that. Have you always been religious? Like, have you always had faith in God, or is that something that's kind of grown as you've gotten older?
No, my family always was very religious, especially my mother and my grandmother. So I always went. But at some point, I start to read some motherfuckers, philosophy and stuff, especially Nietzsche, and I was in doubt of God, of course, especially when I was younger, like 20, 21. But then you start to become older and you start to realize you don't know shit. I don't know shit. Yeah. How can I say what is real and what is not real? Every day is a miracle for me, because every day, brother, just if you believe in evolution, which I do, I don't believe the Bible is like literal and God made us. No, I think God made us through evolution, right?
Right.
But if you don't believe in God and you just believe in evolution, to me, this is crazy too. Yeah. Imagine that all lives come from the same thing, come from the water and from the bacteria and stuff, and then we have lizard, horses, and you. I think that's fucking crazy.
Atoms and
atoms, exactly. And then you wake up, and the world is spinning around, and you have a fucking sun, and this for me is all crazy,
Yeah, I kind of freak myself out sometimes when I think about it. I'm like, how are we so perfectly away from the sun? How are we so perfectly away from the moon?
Everything's so perfect, Yeah. Even if you don't believe in God, this is madness for me. So that is a guy, I don't know how to say that in English, so maybe somebody translate, but they call Aposta de Pascoal. Okay. And it was a philosopher and a religious guy that he'd say, it's better believe in God than don't believe, because if you believe in God and you die, if God exists, you go to the heaven. If not, you live a good life, So if God is not real, even though you live all your life believing that's not gonna hurt you. But if God exists and you don't follow, you're gonna be fucked. Because imagining being for the eternity, brother, not in a bad place,
Yeah, definitely don't want that. Do you believe in space?
What you mean by believing in
space? Like there's a lot of things going on, like the Earth is flat and things of that nature.
The problem, people are gonna call me crazy, but I don't think the Earth is flat, but I don't know shit, It's funny that you say, because yesterday I was watching a podcast and the both guys were talking about this. One believes the Earth is flat and the other one don't believe. And I don't know about science that much, so I cannot prove you that but I believe it's round. I don't, because look at that. If you look to the sun and the sun is a circle.
Right.
If you look to the moon is a circle. If you look to the other planets and every planet is a fucking circle, why the Earth will be flat?
That's true.
But then people will start to talk about gravity and this and that. This is too much for me.
My mind gets lost with all that.
The Earth is not flat, but I don't know how to prove it. Some people say, like, if you look to the ocean, you could see the ships,
the curvature.
The curvature, yeah. And and I don't know who benefit from the Earth being flat
and not flat.
Yeah.
I just think as of recently, I'm sure you know, like with the whole moon landing and how it looks, in my opinion, it looks super fake to me.
Yeah, but that makes sense, you know. I'm not saying that the Americans didn't went to moon, but they were fighting against the Russians, right? So it was like something to.
They wanted to do it first.
Yeah, they want to do it first, so maybe they could like fake it. But I don't believe. I believe it's real.
You believe the moon landing's real?
Yeah, I believe.
Wow.
But I don't know too much, you know?
I just, in my humble opinion, and people might criticize me for this, but we haven't been there since, 1960, whatever?
But I think because it's too much money, right?
But they take our taxes every day, brother.
Yeah, but they have to send to like
Ukraine.
No, illegal immigrants, my brother, in Ukraine.
Yeah, that shit that's going on is crazy with all the people coming in. A little off topic, but so do you have any like superstitions before a fight? Like you wear like a lucky underwear or like you wear like a lucky shirt or like do you do anything like that you do the same repeated before every fight?
Yeah. No, it's not a thing, but I like to. I don't think it's a superstition, but every fight week that goes right, I want to repeat, you know?
Like a routine.
Like a routine, yeah. I want to do the same stuff, and like I say, all the time I'm praying, all the time I'm doing my stuff, but I don't have like this underwear or something like that I have to use or I have to do. No, usually I have my routine, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then as far as Benoit, your opponent, do you think he's the toughest opponent you've faced so far?
No.
Or who do you think ranks higher than him if you had to choose one person?
I don't know right now, but Jose Aldo was a very Aldo. I lost to Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo was a legend. That was 45, you know.
Right.
On the 155, I would say Rafael dos Anjos, but Rafael dos Anjos is not on his prime anymore.
And he's 170 now too.
He's 170 now. Probably Benoit is the toughest guy, you know, besides Jose Aldo. Actually, Rafael Fiziev, I think, is tougher than him. Yeah.
He just got bumped up to number 9, so he's tied right now with Max Holloway for number 9. That's why they moved you to 11. So, in my opinion, I think the lightweight division is the hardest division in the UFC. Some people might say welterweight. Some people might say featherweight with Holloway and Topuria. Not looking past Benoit, but if you beat Benoit on Saturday, who's on your mind for your next fight?
I don't know. Maybe Paddy Pimblett, maybe Hooker, maybe whoever, you know. But I think this is above good names. But I have to focus on Benoit Saint Denis. He's a tough opponent, so I'm focused on him, and then I will call somebody out.
Let's go. So I'm gonna give you a list of 10 names. I want you to give me one word to explain them. Okay?
Okay.
First one, Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert Burns. Will be two, humble and honest.
Humble and honest.
Yeah.
Love that. Poatan, Pereira, Alex.
Poatan, scary.
He is scared.
Yeah.
Chee-wee-wee. Come on, bro. Just say it. I know it's coming, bro.
No. I'm not calling him ugly. Chiwiwi, prospect.
I like that. John Jones.
Too old.
That's 2 words, but we'll take it. Old. You heard it. Kamala Harris.
A nightmare, brother. I really think I'm not gonna go into politics.
It's an interview.
I think if she wins, the dollar is going to
I think everything
crash,
goes down, brother.
you know, collapse, because she will keep printing money. Not her, because you have the
elites and the people above her.
Yes, but I don't think she has good policies for the US.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Nightmare. I think she's just a puppet and they're pulling the strings behind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, like a hope. Because people think I'm Trumpist and I will support Trump. I don't like politicians at all.
Yeah.
I don't like politicians at all. I think all politicians are bad. But some politicians are better than others, of course. If you have to choose, of course I will choose Trump 100%. Like the values, I'm way more aligned with the values.
We kind of had a conversation off camera just about it, and it's just like, just the way the world is now. You know what I mean? We're not, the U.S. especially, we're not in a good position. And she says, you know, when I get into office, but she's been in office for 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's a scary position to be in, but I agree with you.
All the time. No, my policies, we are seeing the policy of the Democratic Party. So it's fucked up.
And you understand more than anybody because you've come from a different country and you see like people like Jorge Masvidal and all these people who come from communism, Masvidal's from Cuba, Fidel Castro and all these people, like they come here and they get away from that. And then they see someone like Kamala Harris and it kind of like scares them and throws them off. So that's why I feel like a lot of them vote Republican.
Yeah.
But off topic. So next name, Matty Betts.
Degenerate gambler.
Number 8, Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor. Unfortunately, the face of MMA. I will not say unfortunately, but he's the face of MMA. I think he's the most famous fighter for a reason. He had a great run. I remember when he started and seeing he get so much money, and he's the face of the sport.
I remember you telling me something a couple months ago about when he was first fighting Jose Aldo, and you guys all hated him.
Oh, I used to hate McGregor. I used to hate Chael Sonnen, Colby Covington, all these guys that keep talking shit about Brazil, I used to hate. I remember I was not even in UFC, and I remember I was thinking about buy a flight ticket just to suck a punch Chael Sonnen, bro. When he was doing the Ultimate Fighter.
That's great. Why?
Because he was talking shit about Brazil all the time, and I was very offended by that. Of course, nowadays I'm not, because I know he's a character, and fuck Brazil and fuck countries, my brother. I don't fucking care.
Was that when he was with Vanderlei Silva?
Yes. Yeah.
I can't let you get too
One
close.
Vanderlei Silva is fucking fun.
2 more people. We have Dustin Poirier.
Dustin Poirier. Every time that I see Dustin Poirier, it's like resilience, right? He's a warrior. He keeps going. He keeps getting better. And even on his last fight, he showed a lot of. He's a warrior. Resilience. Yeah.
Dustin Poirier is definitely one of my favorite fighters. So, and then last but not least, Benoit Saint Denis.
A number, my brother. The 20 win of Moicano, exactly. Yeah.
So we're going to wrap up here. Last question I have for you is, what can we expect from you next Saturday? And any last comments for the fans watching?
Don't miss, Manny Moicano will be in Paris, September 28, beating the shit out of Benoit Saint Denis. Tough fighter, but guess what? I cannot afford to lose. MoneyMoicano.com, $20 on the whole site, my brother. Let's fucking go, the 20 victory.
I just want to say thank you for taking this time to do the interview with me. A lot of people know Moicano the fighter, but I know Moicano the person. So I just want to say I'm beyond excited for you. I'm always rooting for you, brother. And let's go. Moicano versus BSD next Saturday live on ESPN+. Boys.
Best underdog of the year again, my brother. Don't doubt.
Yeah, plus 260?
I don't fucking know, but I'm underdog. But that's good. That's good.
I just pulled 10,000 out of my mom's 401k to put it on. Let's go. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, my brother.
That was great.